town, in the middle of the town. Feels like the Middle East, or Jewish. They have those robes on with the kind of the striped hats, and everybody's. It's like it's a like a dirt, a gravel kind of floor, and people are running around. There's something they're hurrying about trying to get done. Not normal. Like there's a little stress going on. Like they're trying to get out of the way. I don't know. Yeah, they've all cleared the marketplace now, as if maybe I was in the marketplace or the downtown area, and it feels. And now I don't see anybody. They all left. They've all cleared the area. There is one man I see, one Middle Eastern man. I could go up and ask him what's going on.
Go ahead, do that now. Tell me what you.
Well, he's friendly. He's nice, and it looks like he'll take me where they're all going. He seems welcoming, so maybe I follow him and see where he takes me.
As you're following him, look at yourself. Describe to me. What do you look like?
I don't look human. I have like a big belly. I don't know. I might be a dragon. I'm kind of green. And I kind of have maybe webbed feet. Yeah. Okay. I look like a dragon. But this guy's not scared of me. Maybe that's why they were all running. But he's friendly. I'm going to ask him. Yeah, and I'm really big. I'm tall. He looks little compared to me. But he trusts me. He welcomes me. He's not afraid of me. I'm a bit of subdued dragon. I feel kind of like I've lost my tribe. I don't know where I am. I'm not fierce at all. I'm very sweet and subdued, but I'm big, and I don't fit in.
And the man that is walking with you, can he see your true form, that you are a dragon?
Yes, he sees my true form.
Do you feel like you're female or male?
I'll have to say male. I don't particularly feel one way or the other. I actually feel kind of young too. I'm not an old dragon, maybe a teenage dragon. And I've lost my tribe and I don't know how to behave, right? I haven't learned. It's like I've been hanging out with people. I've been hanging out by myself. And I don't know how to grow up and be a dragon.
Describing to me, where are you going? Where's he taking you?
Okay, let's follow. Oh, well, he knows where the dragon's staying out. Oh, wow, it's beautiful. It doesn't even feel part of the other scene. It feels magical. And you can see the crystals in the rock. I see other dragons, or I don't know if they're dragons or prehistorical creatures. I'm not getting a really clear vision. It's almost like it's another dimension. Like he feels more clear. He feels really crystal clear. But they're in another dimension. And I have to let go of him to go into that dimension. But I'm not familiar with that dimension. I'm familiar with, this town and him. But he's like saying, oh, no, you go over there. That's where your people are. That's where you hang out. But when I look at them, they're all big and powerful, and they're a little scary. Not that they're scary. It's just that I'm not used to that force. I'm not used to their size, because I'm small compared to them. But I do like this. It's a cave, but it's exposed, meaning I'm still in the light, and I look over and I'm just in awe of these crystals. It's big, it's so beautiful. And I think there's some water at the bottom, right? So the formations of this crystal. And I'm more intrigued with that. I'm more intrigued with the land. And I want to go hang out with the crystals. And I want to touch this magical land. And as I touch it and hold on to it, it's revitalizing me. It's recharging me. I don't really care about the others feel more like phantom energies of what may have been another time, another dimension, but another time, space. And I just want to be touching with the crystals. It's almost like it's just really big and it's all exposed. And it just feels really good. Well, actually, it feels like I may have been hatched from that. Like what I'm seeing is the half of the egg I was hatched from. And it's all crystalline. So because it was like, like half dome or something, but not that big, but cut in half. And it's all the crystals. And when I nestle into it, it feels really good. Like I belong in there. I belong and nested in that area. I fit right in. I fit into the crystals. And I just want to go back and incubate in there.
What is it that you do?
What is it I do? Well, I suppose what happens is when I was in my egg and I got hatched, I'm all by myself. And maybe that's how dragons are born. They just have a little egg. And now I'm supposed to go out on my own. And I'm supposed to just know what to do. But now I just see a mommy. And she's big. Yeah. And she's got a big, powerful tail. I'm so little. You just see the tail, and I look at her, and she is big, and she's got these enormous wings, and she is powerful. And I'm this baby dragon, so I'm kind of hanging out with her. And she's busy. She's got lots of things to do, but she's okay with me hanging with her. And I feel like I want to climb on her back. I'm going to go climb on her back. I'm going to go for a ride. I'm going to let her show me what she wants to show me, because I need to learn how to be a dragon.
Beautiful. Keep describing everything that's happening.
And it's cool. It was almost like I got disassociated from that part of me, because once I crawled on her back between her wings, and then I morphed into her. It was like unification. Like the little baby dragon was a lost aspect of myself. And me, by climbing on top of her, I morphed into her. And I am the mother. I'm the baby and I'm the mother. That feels good. And now I'm looking at myself, and I mean, I'm big, and I've got these gorgeous wings. I mean, I'm pretty. I'm a nice color of green, but a nice kind of natural green. And I feel not the vibe of Maleficent, the dragon that you see in those movies, but super big. But I'm kind, and I'm organic, and I'm real. I'm like real. My skin is smooth. The scales are very smooth. I'm not iridescent, a normal kind of all of you. Okay, so let's go flying. I like to fly. My arms are so strong. My wings are so strong. Flying. I'm looking down. And there's the towns. I'm so far up, though. I can't see the people. But I can see the little houses. And it's a dense village. Yeah, nobody really notices me. It's fine. I'm just doing my thing. I don't feel the need to burn fire or anything. I don't know if I even have that in me. But I am flying, and I'm strong, and I'm free, and I do whatever I want to do. It just feels good to connect with that strength, and that power. Oh, it's interesting. I just wanted to see if I would go closer to the village, what would happen. And if I swoop down low, then I have the need to burn some fire. And it's a light fire. It's, I don't know if it's golden. It's high vibrational. It's more etheric fire. And I just kind of go down, and I'm like, just to tone that up, right? It's not to burn things. It's not to destroy things. It's more to sharpen the frequency. With the golden, it's not a bright golden light. It's an etheric, high vibrational golden light. It might be even like a divine light. Yeah. And it's not, our kind of fire, but it has the energy of fire. Yeah, to clear. So I just like to go around, and I guess I'm the protector. I'm the protector of this village. I'm the protector.
Beautiful. How do people react to you flying around?
No big deal. They're just going about their day. So I don't know if they can't see me, or they just know I'm there. Oh, I just changed my color. I actually now am that same color as my fire, kind of golden, a translucent golden, divine kind of energy. So I guess I am invisible to them. I cloak myself, or I am of another dimension, and they don't see me. They're not afraid of me, but I can be seen. But when I go over them, I'm not seen. I'm more etheric, in a higher dimension. It feels really good.
Moving time and space. Let's see what else you do of importance. Another scene in this life. You're there now. Tell me what's going on now.
Well, something bad is happening. I see a real fire. I actually see some type of entity, dragon, monster. I don't know. It's much bigger than I am, and placed a fire. It's causing destruction, and it's bigger than I am, and I can't put it out. So it's really big, and it's just dark, and it looks like it has feet. I mean, the first thought that came to mind is like an abominable snowman that's black, it's big, and then it spits some real fire down there, and there's smoke, and it is causing real destruction to the property, to the homes. That destruction is growing, and my power isn't enough. I don't believe my power is enough to stop it. It's so much bigger than I am.
Do you feel that you've grown since the last you saw? Or are you still little?
No, remember I grew into the mother dragon, and I was really big, and I thought I was enormous until I see this, I'll call it a black abominable snowman. I can't even see the whole thing, because like when I'm up against it, I'm at the belly, I'm flying around the belly button every area. I'm just covering, maybe from the solar plexus to this, let's say the second chakra area. That's how big I am. And then there's the feet below, and then I can't even, like, he's so big.
So then you're the mother now, not the baby,
Right.
right?
I'm the mother, and I
Okay.
was the dark, big creature that is not 5D, that's not of that high frequency energy, that's causing real physical destruction to this town, that I am the keeper of. I am the protector of this town. And before the town was good, I was just doing little protecting, cleaning this up, cleaning of that up energetically. But this is so big, I don't know how to handle it. It feels too much for me. If I were to go into it, I would get destroyed. So I want to stay away from it.
Okay. Didn't you see where it came from?
It came through a portal onto Earth. It didn't come from Earth. I see a portal opening it up, and it came right in from outer space.
Where was this portal in perspective to this village? Where did it open up?
It opened up right above it, and it was pretty big, a big portal, enormous portal.
Then once it opened up, then this abominable snowman kind of thing came out of it?
Yes, and landed right there.
Okay. But it's very big. You're large, but it is even larger.
It's enormous. I mean, it's like the whole size of the town, but it's vertical. But by it landing and put its feet on it, I'm seeing the darkness spread on the ground, and it's just wiping out that village. It's just taking away the life force energy. I am looking at it more from energetic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just
Okay.
need to get away from it.
Say that again?
I need to get away from it. I don't want to be near it.
Mm-hmm. And so what's your role for this village? You mentioned that you were helping it cleanse. So are you like the guardian of this village? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
You guard this village?
I guard that village.
And tell me more about what the people that live in this village, what do they look like?
Can we get away from the abominable snow? I need to go into a different time period.
Yes. That's okay. Well, let's answer that later. Go ahead and do what you need to do next. You said you need to get away from it. Tell me, what do you do next?
I guess I abandon the village. I leave. I fly away. I'm flying over the oceans, and I'm flying fast because there's danger, and I need to get away from there. And I'm flying over the oceans, the big ocean, and I seem to know where I'm going. I'm a little disturbed. I'm a little afraid.
Can this monster try to fly away? Well, flying away?
And the monster's not flying away. It's attached. It landed on the ground.
Yes, I understand. But can this monster see you flying away when you leave?
He doesn't care about me. He just cares about the village and destroying the village. I don't think he sees me. I'm so little, but I see him like just destroying it and throwing fire, but not a lot of fire. It's more of the darkness than there is fire, and it's just kind of burning up more from the dark energy. Not so much the fire, it's the darkness. It smothers it. It smothers the light. And the village is gone now. There's nothing left of it.
And tell me, where are you heading? You said there was a lot of water.
Yeah, I'm flying over the water, but the way that darkness hit, it's like clouds, like it's ground zero where I was, but there's clouds of that darkness filling everywhere. It just feels toxic, and I don't want to be there either. I mean, following me, only because it's expanding. Although it's not as thick, it's more diluted as the farther you go. But let me keep going. Let's not look back. Like looking back at it makes it grow. I have to not look at it. I found myself in a jungle, and it looks like a healthy jungle. Big trees, big leaves, lots of noise from the forest. I even see like an orangutan. And it feels healthy, and the animals are in there. They're not my people, but they're animals, and they're friendly. This orangutan seems to be following me nicely. Yeah, the orangutan wants to talk to me. So I'm looking really shaken and upset. I don't know what to do. There's no darkness there, and this orangutan is going to help me. Oh, yeah, very nice orangutan. So the orangutan's bringing me kind of like a community circle of the animals. And I see in the center, it's really good energy. There's a big, beautiful energy in the middle. They're tapped into the beautiful energy. Instead of tapping into a campfire, it's, this beautiful energy. And being around that energy makes me feel good, makes me feel safe, not afraid anymore. It helps me get my confidence back up. It's like I reverted again. Now I look more like that that teenager. I just wasn't a full-blown, I thought I was an amazing big drag until I saw that darkness, and I didn't know how to deal with it. But by hanging out with this community of other animals, I can't see the faces of the other. I just have my friend who's the orangutan. I'm growing up a bit. I'm learning how to evolve, how to get even stronger. Remember when I looked at my scales, I told you originally when I became the mom, they just looked smooth and nothing out of the ordinary. except for my size. But now by hanging out with the animals in the forest, I'm evolving. I'm evolving. My scales are becoming more iridescent. They're becoming a higher vibration. This is going to give me a protective shield that I didn't have before. I'm evolving to a higher level to have this iridescent protective field. It's going to make me feel safe. And it also has an iridescence to it, so it reflects the evil off of it. It can't touch me. And when I say evil, I simply mean it wants to consume my light. So I'm defining evil that way. It's not honoring me, my boundaries, and I need this protective field. Oh, good, good, good. And it even, not only is it really beautiful and bright, almost like mother of pearl-ish, but more with an energetic tone. So it has that iridescent in it, but it even creates a glow around me too. And as I work with it, it's going to create a bigger glow and a bigger glow and a bigger glow as I walk more into that. So I'm 100% safe because I was scared around that monster. I was going to be consumed by it. And I was valid in my fears. And the animals, by holding this sacred energy, are teaching me how to evolve. And I think I've been there for a while because I'm getting wiser. I'm looking older, mature.
Do you know whatever happened to the monster?
I'm going to fly back and see.
Do you feel strong enough to do that now?
I don't feel strong. I'm old now. I don't feel strong.
You said you're old now and what?
Yeah, I'm older. And I don't have that strength to fly across that ocean again to see. So I think I'm just going to remote view it.
You said you think you'll just what?
I think I'm going to try to remote view it.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Because I'm old and I'm wise.
Yeah, go ahead, remote view it and let me know what you see.
So the monster isn't there anymore. It's just the destruction is there. And the imprint where he landed. It actually looks like it's such a strong imprint, you know, like if you were to have like an asteroid from outer space just kind of hit, and then that circular, and it just created this this impact, although not a crater, but just an energetic impact, and it destroyed everything. And that monster energy, I'm not sure if it's more just an energy, not like a real monster. It just, the darkness landed and it burned, but it didn't go any further than that.
And then where did that darkness go? You're able to see and sense remote view. Where did it go?
It's just in the land, and there are still some embers at the epicenter, but there's nobody around there living there anymore. So it's just there, and it's still kind of hot in the center. And there is no greenery, nothing regrew there at this moment. Although if we just focus on it and send that area of love light, the size of the circle shrinks, and we can start to heal the outside edges of it. With our consciousness, we're healing it. We're clearing that psychic imprint. We can just do that. We don't have to be there to do that. Yeah. It's getting smaller.
That dark energy?
Yeah.
It's transmuted out?
Now we're getting to the center, the core. Now there's a fire, like a slow burning, like iron fire kind of thing. And maybe we talk to the fire. That's how we're going to find out. We're just clearing the imprint on the land. Because remember, I'm the protector of that land. I'm allowed to do this. That's my job. But let's talk to that fire. And it has consciousness. Where did you come from? We might have to find out. It's just a little fractal or piece of something bigger. And it got spewed out and it landed here. And it didn't realize it didn't have any mindfulness of this destruction. It was a bit curious about Earth. And it came in, just ripped through the atmosphere. It just ripped through the atmosphere and landed. We're going to just talk to it. So it is like the element of fire. It is fire. And I'm intrigued by it because what I'm getting is there's different levels of fire. So here, me as a dragon, I was burning more of an etheric fire that was healing, right? And just washing, like Phoenix fire, just cleaning and stuff. And here, this is a real fire that actually destroys stuff. And I'm trying to compare and contrast this real fire versus my fire. It's just new to me. I haven't seen that before. And it's more destructive than mine. And it feels like it represents, perhaps I was more 5D, more of a 5D reality as a dragon. And then that energy coming down represents kind of the beginning of this newer dense reality where the fire becomes more fire-like. And that's rooted there. I can't do my old ways there. I can't do my magic there anymore. It's a new paradigm with real fire, more like our reality. And I can't do my magic there anymore. But at least I got to go back. I got to see what happened we got to clear the energetic imprint for that town. Although the town is still burned, it's gone. The buildings are gone. But that black, like the trauma, we've released the trauma, and there is that fire there. But my job is done. I can't do anything else. I can't. I just am acknowledging that the paradigm has shifted and almost getting peace with it. I mean, I don't understand why it happened, but it did happen. And I feel like I want to go back to, I'm in the jungle. Remember, I was just reviewing. I've brought healing to that past aspect, all that loss and sadness and trauma that was involved for me. And now I'm hanging out in that circle, and I'm really old. I've kind of, finished the rest of my days there, and I'm going to wrap up that life. That's where I'm going to die. And it feels good because they are holding this beautiful energy, and I feel safe next to that collective energy of love, light. And it feels like I've done my duty. I've done my mission. I'm tired. I'm old, and it's okay to let go.
Beautiful. What are your last thoughts as to take your last?
And just merging into that beautiful light that the animals that they were holding in that sacred space, the orangutan took me to. And I'm just right in it, and it feels really good. It just feels peaceful. It feels good. I'm just going to merge in with that. I don't have a lot of thoughts. I live in the present moment as a dragon. I'm not analytical. I had my job. I completed it.
Wonderful. And then what do you do next? What happens next? Where do you go next?
I feel like I'm wrapped in a bubble of that energy, and I'm ascending out into the atmosphere. And I'm just going to be that leaf in the river and see where it takes me.
Beautiful. Let's go to another important time, another important life, another important time where we will find answers that we seek for your highest good. We're there now. Tell me what you see and sense now.
Well, I'm seeing a building kind of like with big columns, like Roman columns and stairs. I don't know the right word for it, Parthenon, something like that. And there's people about. I'm in front of the building. It feels like it's a ruin, though. Maybe it's a ruin. I see this woman. I look down. I was like looking, scanning the area to see if there's any people. And I see a woman, and someone has fallen down and gotten hurt. And it's like they broke a bone or something, and they're in pain. And there's a woman there trying to help her. And the way she's dressed, she's got like a shawl on her head, and she put her basket down, like maybe she sells apples or something. And she's, not wealthy at all, just someone who goes around selling apples. And she sees this person who's fallen down and hurt themselves really badly. And she's just trying to help them out. I can't see her face. Maybe it's me. Okay, so let's focus on this person. But she can't help that person. It was almost like it was a stagnant memory from the past, because I saw it, and then once I focused on that person to try to help them, they were already dead. They had died. The injury was too much, and they died. And they're not there. I can't help them. It was like a phantom. So I'm going to just embody being that woman, and the beggar lady, or she's not really beggar, she's selling apples. And my tray is empty. I'm going to leave that on the ground. And then I'm standing up. And as I'm standing up, I'm shedding. It was like a burlap hood I had. You see beggar women's like just a burlap hood and a cape. But I'm taking it off, and I'm standing up straight. I'm owning my light, and I'm bringing my light in, and I'm shedding that lifetime or that program. Okay, so I'm able to shed it with my head, and I'm getting the light into my head, into my shoulders, into my arms, but I'm not able to ground the light into my feet and into the earth, only to bring it halfway down. So I'm going to look at my feet. My feet don't look good. I've been really poor, and I've been struggling and walking barefoot, and lots of injuries, and there's so much injury in there and damage. I can't bring that light all the way through.
Keep moving the scene along and keep describing to me what's happening.
Wow. So I kind of just walked out of the body of the beggar lady. I just walked out of her. Like, I just left her. And at first she was holding on to my legs, like, don't leave me. But then as I left her there, and there was nothing left. It was like I claimed all the aspects of my soul within her, and I brought them all with me, and I let that lifetime die. I let it just be that burlap cape on the ground. And now I'm walking on the earth, but I'm like more of a soul. I'm all light. I'm all light energy and I'm beautiful. I'm like a goddess, almost like a Greek goddess, you know, that regalness, and I'm tall, but I'm energetic. I'm ethereal.
Why do you think you left that body?
We'll go back. I didn't think okay, that's a good question. I gave up on her. She was so poor and her feet were all injured and she was all hunched over, right? And she could hardly even stand. Why would I be in that body? I couldn't help her. At least that's what I felt. And so I left her. So I tried to go back in her and see if I could animate her back to life again.
Were you always in that body?
No, that wasn't my body. It wasn't my body.
So then what was your relation to that body that was all, beat up?
I think it was never my body. I just was this kind and compassionate goddess, and I saw this woman who needed help, and I went in to help her, and I got a bit attached to it as though it was myself, but it wasn't myself. I was separate from it, and I got a little bit lost in that story, but that was never me. Wait a minute. But maybe it was me, because when I said it was never me, now that goddess, that energy of that decrepit woman is coming on to me. I see a hand. It's almost like it's a virus. It's a program that makes you decrepit. And it really took over that lady. But now by me touching her, I was exploring it. Okay, now if I look at it, if you're mindful, I have to clear it because it was climbing all the way up to my shoulder. But now if I look at it, I'm like, no, 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 no. But it is on my feet. No, 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 no. I'm sending it all back to you. So that woman is like a virus. She's been consumed by something, and I don't want that in my field, and that's not me.
Okay. So then, were you ever that woman, or were you just assisting the woman?
I was just assisting the woman, and she had a virus, and it got onto me.
Got it. So were you able to shake it off, the virus?
I'm doing it right now.
Good. Keep describing how you're doing that.
Well, I'm sending all her energy back to her. All I know how to do. I guess I could send her love light. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. I mean, I feel like my job is to send love light, but she's so inflicted by this virus, it would take everything, and I don't even think I can help her. I can't help her. I can't help her. Just like we couldn't help the other person. I feel bad, but I think I need to let her go. I'm trying. I'm putting all this energy. I need to let her go.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, do that. Tell me what happens. How do you do that?
It's like I'm keeping her alive with my own love light energy. Okay, so I went to help an elderly woman who was, poverty and everything. And I'm like, oh, let me help you. Let me help you. And I'm putting my love light into her and just barely keeping her alive. And without my love light, she would have been dead. And I'm realizing that wasn't my job to keep her alive, because in doing so, some of that stuff got on me. And I was supposed to just let her be. Yes. And I need to call all my love light back to me. And this is a thing I have a hard time with. It's a new paradigm for me, because my paradigm has always been help people with, give the love light. But how do you give the love light and do it with integrity, and integrity for yourself and your own love light? And that's a new model for me. But as I call my love light back from her, I've kind of meddled with her, right? And I shouldn't have done that. And trust in her higher self. She can take care of herself, and she can make a decision that's right for her. And actually, in doing that, letting her go, she has a chance. She learned from me, and she feels hopeful, and she feels a little bit reanimated. But I'm going to let her be. I guess I should talk to her. I'm going to say, I'm so sorry that I overstepped my boundaries. She says, oh, that's okay, dear. I understand, but I learned so much from you, and I'm so thankful that I had that, we had that opportunity to connect. That was really nice for her. And it's given her more confidence, and she feels like a better person. And I said, she is, and I wish her all the best. And I'm just going to remind her that she can tap into her love light. She can manage her destiny, and she has it all within her. And as I do that, she's growing. I guess I just want to hold sacred space for her. Once again, I'm doing that again. Well, I held space for her, and then she grew, and then she's become this enormous tree, this gigantic, enormous tree, unlike anything I've ever seen. And the tree is so beautiful and filled with so much beautiful energy, and I have no idea what that means.
Beautiful. Keep describing what's happening next.
The tree keeps growing and growing. What the tree is doing is it's able to anchor the high frequency energy into earth. It's able to take the physical matter of earth and take the light, and it's able to bring in the organic light into earth. And it feels really good. And it's good for everybody. But it's so big, it's like it's taking over the whole village. But as I said, that Parthenon was already kind of decayed and old. It didn't feel alive. Things felt dead. And the tree is bringing in rebirth. It's bringing in organic light. And the tree can grow big. And it's rooted. It's just this insanely gorgeous tree. It's actually bringing re-life to that whole area, a different kind of life. As it grows, we're pushing the circle out. And there's like phantoms of people. I guess people who had lived in that area before but had died. They're not there anymore, but it's transmuting everything. Oh, let's let it grow. And let's just let the roots go throughout all of Earth, wherever it wants to go, because I am on Earth. But in the roots of this gigantic tree, nourish, bring that balance between the physical and the energetic and Earth, and reset the Earth with her beautiful organic frequency. And we'll let those roots go wherever they need to go.
That's beautiful. Thank you. I think this is such an important lesson you're teaching us here, that sometimes when we're trying to assist others, if we hold on to them and we are the reason why they're still there, and how they're really just holding on barely because of our source of light. But if you just let them go and surrender and let them live their own divine path, and that they could turn into a beautiful tree or rebirth in their own way. So I really love all that you said. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because, ultimately it has to be them that has to do it. And when you see otherwise, for example, you're just enabling them, like you were holding on to her. And then once you let go, you're no longer enabling them, and you're letting them then expand on their own, and they no longer have to use you. Becomes a bit like a parasite, you can say. They're so used to having you providing them that light. But if you just simply let go, that's actually the most selfless thing to do, to assist them to do it for themselves finally.
And she didn't even want to be a human anymore. She wanted to be a tree. And boy, is she a great tree, She picked something better to do. And it was hurting me. It was hurting me too.
Yeah, that relationship of, it's just, that relationship of a person who is in a victim mentality, and if you try to assist them, it does become parasitic and not healthy for either one of you. But yeah, many lessons to this, what you've showed her recently. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Am I speaking to higher self now?
Yes, you are.
Beautiful. I thank you, I love you, honor you, and respect you for all the aid you've given us today. I know that you hold all the records of different lives. May I ask you questions? Did you say yes?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. Well, first of all, you took her to a life where she was this beautiful dragon. Started off as a baby dragon, confused, but then found their mother, and then this dark monster-looking energy came down and, destroyed that village. And you taught us about how that was still in the land and it needed to be healed as when she became older and wiser with the other animals, and she ended up healing that from that land. And then much she learned wisdom there. Why did you take her to that life? What was the purpose and lessons to be learned there?
Well, she was a bit traumatized by that experience, that she didn't really fulfill her mission, she felt, because she was supposed to be the protector of the land, and then the darkness came, and then she left, and she did finish her life, in safety and community. But it was important for her in this session, although she couldn't go back, to have some closure, to see how she could go look at the past and bring her healing love light to the past remotely, to bring some closure and to heal it, and to bring some peace upon her death, and realize that she did the best she could do, and it was good. She lived a good life, and to be proud of the life that she did, even though it didn't meet her expectations of what a good protector would be. She did her best, and given the size of that evil, of that darkness, she she couldn't have been asked to do any more than what she did, and to be okay with that. And she ended her life in peace, and it's all okay. Do your best and clean up. You can go back and remotely look at stuff to find peace, and she did that. Also, by leaving, remember, she thought her role was to hang out of the town and to be the protector of the town, but she ended up going to the forest, lived with all these animals, and they really were running this beautiful love light. It was actually energetically a better fit for her. It was more nurturing for her to be in that community of love light of all these different animals, even though it wasn't her original mission. That was it.
That's good. And then just a couple questions. So was this on Earth or somewhere else?
It was on Earth.
On Earth. You mentioned that it looked Middle Eastern. Is that accurate at the beginning?
He arrived. It was the Middle East, and then he took her to a magical place. Yeah, so it's Middle Eastern. Yes.
The village was.
Yes.
Okay. And then as such important lessons we're really learning right now in this time and space as we continue to remove and transmute and eradicate the artificial within Earth, that how the dark energy and the trauma is still being held in that land. So the work that all light workers can do on healing the land is of the greatest importance. And I love how you said, well, she just she was too old, right, to fly back, so she just remote viewed it. And is it the reason she was able to remote view it? Is it because she had already been on that land? Now she could just go back and remote view it instead of having to go there physically again to heal it?
Yes. She was already connected with it. Very easy for her. It wasn't, you're right. She already had a connection with her land. That was her land in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Her land to protect. That was her sacred mission. So at least she was able to do some of the sacred missions because she was able to heal some of the damage.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it, right? So they could be reset for the next part of the journey, to get rid of some of that trauma that had happened.
Yes, that really helps us understand when we say that, for example, if even past lives, if you've been there on foot, say in that land, how you're able to heal the land from past life. So that just really helps us remind us of that power of, in whichever land we've touched, whether it's this life or another, how working with healing the land is of greatest importance right now.
It really is.
Good.
We rebirth. We don't heal the trauma. We can't rebirth the new. It's fully and organically for the divine people. The trauma needs to be cleared.
Most beautiful. And it reminds me of how she said it during her interview, said she had really feeling like she was at the endings of cycles, endings of many things, as she had become certified through a retreat. And now she felt like she was in that new beginnings. So it reminds us through the session you showed her too, that how there was this endings of that original mission, like you said, but then she was able to, she didn't give up. She kept moving. She flew, right? She flew to another location where she found more, say, a soul tribe who taught her much of source of light, and that beautiful circle of these animals that were helping her through that, because she was, as you said, scared, helped her grow and heal, so that then in the future she was able to heal the land.
Exactly. Had she not found that soul tribe, she wouldn't have been able to go back and do that. She had to get connected back in the light and the tribe and feel good about things. And then she could go back, do the remote viewing and clear, and then have a peaceful death. Had she not flown away, had she stayed there, it would have been a different outcome. It wouldn't have been as positive. So it was really good that she did fly away and create that second chapter of her life.
So it's teaching us a humility, being humbled to understand sometimes when there is a fight that we cannot win, it's best to walk away and, continue to send that situation love, and then come back when we're stronger to heal whatever needs to be picked up on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. Many lessons through this life. I thank you for this life. And so then reminding her that this life is important for her, because she, even as horrific as this life was, to watch those people perish and that village perish, which I'm sure she loved, see them destroy, but how even when in situations of destruction or situations like that, which seem like endings, there's always a rebirth in something that could be reborn from it, that could be positive, like what happened with her after she left. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. And then you also took her to this woman who was beat up and had been affected and harmed by the world. And then it turned out that this goddess energy was trying to assist her, but then this old lady became too addicted, you can say, or too what's the word, too attached to this goddess energy, and then she had a virus inside of her. And basically you took us to the path of how letting go of people who could be dense like that. That is important that they let go, and I know I already did my summary earlier. So on this life, but why did you take her to that? What did you want her to learn from that life, and purpose and lessons?
I just wanted to give her a clear visualization of her patterning of her love light, and how when she gives it away like that, it can create a codependency that's not good for her and not good for the other person and not good for humanity. So it's a triple no-win. And so if you can see it from the bigger picture, it makes it so much more easy to realize for her, one of her learnings is to really stand firm in her love light, in her beautiful ball, in her bubble of that awesome, beautiful energy. And you don't give it, you're not taking it and funneling it into someone else to prop them up. Because once you take it and funnel into someone else to prop them up, you to help them, to save them, one, it depletes you, and two, it doesn't even serve that other person, and it doesn't serve humanity. And she got to see that, because when she pulled her energy back and she let that lady die, she wanted to, somehow she got in this collective to grow this giant, amazing tree. It's like she chose to use the goddess energy to manifest a tree rather than to deal with that being a beggar woman in a difficult situation. It's okay to die. It's okay to or die or transition. What's death? It's just another chapter. And all that energy could have been, it was like a dead end story where that lady was. Like mission, it wasn't going to go anywhere, that life. But then that next chapter, to grow this tree, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And once again, that tree is healing the earth as well. So you can heal the earth with the remote viewing, as we did in the first life, but you can also do it with these beautiful energetic trees. And they could be real trees, but they can also be psychic trees to ground the frequency into the earth. And that heals the land as well. It felt really good, that life. Yeah. So she's just learning these principles from a higher level than the way she was programmed. Because she was programmed as a child, you'd be nice, you'd be helpful, all those things that we get as women, at least with my generation. And there's another way to be a beautiful, divine feminine. It's going to serve you better, serve others better, and serve humanity better. And this was just to seal it for her. She had inklings of it already, right? But this visual is so wonderful for her to take with her, to remember that lesson, solidify it in her imagination.
Wonderful. Thank you, higher self. Thank you. Thank you for all those lessons. All right. Higher self, at this point, can we begin the body scan?
Yes.
Good. Who would you like to call forth upon to assist her in the body scan and the archangel system, the master she works with?
Yeshua, Divine Mother, Archangel Michael, and higher self and source.
All right. I'd like to speak to Yeshua now, higher self. Connect me to Yeshua.
Greetings.
Greetings, brother. Love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you for being here. Higher self has requested for your assistance. Thank you. We feel your love. Can I now speak to Divine Mother?
Greetings.
Greetings, Mother. We love you, honor you, and respect you as well. Thank you for being here. And now, if I could speak to Archangel Michael.
Greetings.
Greetings, Michael. Love you, honor you, and respect you as well. Thank you for being here. And I also want to thank her higher self and Source, who is here as well. Thank you. If I could speak to Source.
Greetings.
Greetings, Source. We feel your beautiful, infinite source of light. Okay, so I'm speaking to all of you now, higher self and team, Yeshua, Divine Mother, Archangel Michael, Source. Higher self, let's go ahead and begin her body scan now. We're scanning for any negative energies, entities, technologies. Is there anything that needs healing within her? Where would you like to begin at first?
Her feet.
Okay, let's scan her feet now. You mentioned we saw that old beggar lady had some issues with her feet, and that's one of the things she wanted us to look at. What was her feet? She says, her big toe, she's broken right big toe as well, and nerves around her big toes adjacent, toe, bunions, plantar. She wants us to look at all sorts of the plantar fasciitis, ankles feel locked, tight calves as well. And she believes an entity pulled her from her feet under her on the stairs. This has happened to her before. This is why she's cautious with stairs. Yes. So what's going on with her feet? What is their energy, entity, or technology?
Okay. Well, I'd like to share that the lives that were shown to her were important to remember that not all the earth that she has walked on has been safe for her to walk on. And so it's damaged her feet because she's walked. Things have happened. And what we had showed her is the difference between how we can heal the land. But that also means that all the time she's walked upon land, sometimes it's hurt her feet. So it's going to be important for her to learn that lesson, but now that she's brought it to her attention, reset her feet to walking on organic land and to clear out any energies of when she walked on contaminated land. And that can be energetically contaminated, right? The lesson she's getting right now is to change the paradigm. Rather than when you step on the land, one concept is she could think about instead of it's a giving and receiving relationship with the land. Now she was disconnected. Her feet had been disconnected from the land. But in theory, you're supposed to step on the land, and it's a communion between your feet and Mother Earth. And it's a two-way communion in that one, Mother Earth gives her loving nutrients up to your feet if your feet are open. But two, you can send your love light out through your feet into your land right back to her. So with every step, with every dance, you can create this loving dynamic relationship with Mother Earth with your feet and create that energetic simpatico. But she's had damage to that connection through multiple, lives. And this is more of a new paradigm that she would like to enter into with Mother Earth, such that wherever she goes, there she is, and there she can dance and connect with Mother Earth and bring a bit of her light and reawaken all those. Think about all the places on Earth and all the people on Earth, wherever there's been trauma. And if we all do this dance with our feet, wherever we walk, we can reconnect that loving connection with our soul and earth through our feet and heal the land in the process. But instead of being passive, her calling is to be a little bit more affirming. Like, why can't she can be the light. Her feet can be the light. Her feet can hold her soul light and say, yes, I am here. Boom. Yes, I am here. Yes, I am here. Yes, I love you. I love you, Mother Earth. I love you. And she says, and then listen back. I love you too. And that would be a beautiful lesson. This is a lesson for her to learn. And she just holds a lot of trauma in her feet because actually that's the way humans were meant to be. We were meant to have that relationship. And she's never had that. And instead her feet have suffered because her body wants to have that. Her blueprint wants to have that. And she hasn't had that. So she's willing to do that. She wants to do that. And that's something that can be done because if you have the imagination and the timing's right too. The timing is right, and she can do that. And what's going to happen when she does it, she didn't tell you, but she's also feeling pain and discomfort. It goes all the way up through her thighs, her knees, her shins, because the energy comes up from Mother Earth. It comes up through your feet and your toes, up through the ankle, the shins, the knees, the thighs. It can come up into the hips, into the pelvic area. But if you stop that flow because of trauma, that you're not going to be as powerful or as healthy. Yeah. So what she needs to do, and we're going to help her with that, is to let go of all those old stories of trauma that she's held in her feet, in her toes, in the muscles, in the bones, in the tendons, in the ankles, and all the joints. And let's just go ahead and cover the thighs and the shins and the knees.
Wonderful. Do we need to send Phoenix Fire there as well, source of light?
Yes, please. And really, we're burning out trauma. We're burning out a lot of trauma because we call them mistakes. But if you don't have that connection, you're not going to be making steps that is in alignment with your health as they could be. Yes. Let's bring the Phoenix Fire in, clear out the trauma.
Good. We're directing that now. Thank you. And then just to confirm, there is no attachments there, no negative entities or technologies there. Can you scan her whole bottom torso, detailed.
Her right big toe has something going on. And it's not only the big toe, it's that whole area, it's that joint. There is an entity in there. It's just a feeder entity. It's just eating off of the dysfunction.
You said what kind of entity?
It's organic. I mean, I guess it could be reptilian, or it's just munching away and eating. It's having a feast.
What kind of entity is it? Reptilian, Archon, Earthbound?
Reptilian.
Okay, contained now within her total area there. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Good, let's keep scanning her entire body. Let's find all entities now in her. Where else does she have entities at?
She has some entities.
Yes, let's find them all now.
In her knees.
What kind of entity are those? Reptilian, Archon, Earthbound, or something else?
Earthbound.
Okay, contained now in her knees. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Good, keep scanning her. Where else does she have entities at?
Her shoulders.
What kind of entity is that? Reptilian, Archon, or Earthbound?
Okay.
You said what kind of entity is it? Reptilian, Archon, or Earthbound?
Reptilian.
And you said it's where?
Shoulders.
Shoulders
It's
is both?
Yeah. It's two things.
Okay, contained now in the shoulders. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Okay, keep scanning her. Where else does she have entities at?
Her hips
What kind of entities are those? Reptilian, Archon, or Earthbound, or something else?
are fine.
Okay, go ahead and contain it now. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained
And you said the Archon was where again?
in the pelvic area.
And is it in the whole pelvic area or left or right?
Feels like it's the whole pelvic area.
Okay, now that it's contained, go ahead and start neutralizing that Archon there in her pelvic area. We're directing Phoenix Fire as well. Can you start neutralizing it now?
Yes.
Good. Tell me, when did it attach there?
The one in the pelvic area?
Yes, the Archon there in the pelvic area. When did that attach?
No.
Help her see, sense, know very clearly, Carolee. When did that attach there?
I'm getting an image at X-ray. Maybe she had an X-ray, and that's when it attached.
Okay, so she had an X-ray at some point in her life?
She doesn't recall. The thought is maybe the X-ray screening machines at the airport.
Oh, those X-ray machines. Okay. All right. So we're neutralizing, eradicating that Archon out of her pelvic now. Thank you. Tell me, what has it been causing her by being there?
Joint pain in the hips.
Okay, we're starting to heal all that has caused her. Yeshua and Divine Mother and Higher Self. Can you start doing that?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's keep scanning her. Where else does she have entities at? Help her see, sense, feel very clearly. Where else does she have any other entities in her?
There's something at the top of her head.
Is that an entity, energy, technology? What is it?
An energy.
Does this energy have consciousness?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be an entity. So what kind of entity is it? Reptilian, Archon, Earthbound, or something else?
Reptilian.
Contained now at the top of her head. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Good. Keep scanning her. Does she have any other entities in her?
Her ankles.
Her ankles?
Mhm.
What kind of entity is that? Reptilian, Archon, or Earthbound?
Reptilian.
Contained now with the symbols. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Keep scanning her. Where else does she have entities at?
It's like the one in the ankle went all the way up the legs to the hip. I guess we're containing that all with that one symbol.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Let's bring them all in. And
All right. Is it all contained?
yeah.
Good. Keep scanning her. Where else does she have entities anymore?
In her eyes.
What kind of entities are those? Reptilian, Archon, or Earthbound?
Reptilian.
Contain them now in her eyes. Let me know when they're contained.
They're contained.
Okay, keep scanning her. Where else does she have entities at?
Her throat.
What kind of entity is that? Reptilian, Archon, or Earthbound?
Reptilian.
Contained now in her throat. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Keep scanning her. Any other entities?
Her elbows.
What kind of entities are those? Reptilian, Archon, or Earthbound?
Reptilian.
Contain them now with the symbols. Let me know when they're contained.
They're contained.
Keep scanning her. Any other entities in her?
Go to the knees again.
What's going on with her knees?
Reptilian.
Okay. So she has Earthbound entities and reptilians there?
She mislabeled it.
Okay.
These
Not
are
Earthbound.
more babies and they're not as obvious. But the reptilian resonates. When we
Okay.
contain them, it feels good.
Got it. So contain and not contain the reptilians in her knees. They're not Earthbound entities. Instead, the reptilians contain them. Let me know when they're contained.
Yes, that's good. They're contained.
Beautiful.
The sacrum.
Okay, what kind of entity is that? Reptilian, Archon, Earthbound, or something else?
Reptilian.
Contain and now with the symbols. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Keep scanning her. Anywhere else that she has entities? Any other place she has reptilians at?
Her third chakra, her stomach, that solar plexus area.
Okay. Anywhere else? Contain and out with the symbols. Let me know when it's contained.
Yes.
Good. Where else? Anywhere else?
I think that's it.
Wonderful. Let's check her DNA, see if there are any entities or any nano AI or negative fractals integrated into her DNA. How does it look?
Well, there is some stuff that needs to be cleared. What's a nano? Doesn't
Good.
look like nano. It doesn't have it. It's kind of like metallic.
Start transmuting, eradicating, containing the symbols using Phoenix Fire as well. Remove all nano within her DNA. Can we do that now?
Yes.
Good. Anything else in her DNA?
Let's call back any missing pieces of her DNA.
Start working on her DNA. If there's any organic pieces of her, start healing, replenishing any pieces missing, as well as we're also deprogramming any false belief systems within her DNA. And we're beginning is crystallization. Can we do that for her? Thank you. Anything else we need to work with in the DNA?
It's looking good.
Beautiful. I'll let you continue to do that work there. So we're going to scan her one more final time just to make sure there are no other entities hiding in her. Scan her deeply, thoroughly. Are there any other entities in her? Scan, look inside organic matter, making sure nothing's hiding in organic matter.
Her right wrist.
What kind of entity is that? Reptilian, Archon, or Earthbound?
Reptilian.
Contain it now with the symbols. Let me know when it's contained.
It's contained.
Good. Keep scanning her. Where else does she have entities at? Anywhere else? We're missing.
That's it.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so the Archon in her pelvic, has that been neutralized out of her pelvic?
Yes.
Good. Let's Phoenix Fire and Love Light there. Once more, repairing and healing any damage caused by being there. Can we do that?
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. The trauma to her feet and her legs from walking on some dark lands throughout her lives and anything else, how has that been all transmuted out of her legs? How do her legs look?
Use a little more Phoenix Fire.
Good. Let's direct more Phoenix Fire there now.
Body in the legs, down to the knees, down to the ankles, into the feet, and the toes, into the bones, in the feet.
Yes. Doing that now. We're doing that now.
And there is a technology in the big toe.
In the big toe. Okay. All right. And what kind of technology is that? Hook, implant, metal? What is it?
It's metal. It's implant, something like that. It's been implanted, and it's
okay. We're transmuting now the implant in her toe. Can we start doing that now? Phoenix Fire. Okay, and let's scan her body for any negative portals. Does she have any dark portals in her?
No.
Good. How about her home and her land? Are there any dark portals in her home and her land?
No.
All right, and then all right. So I'd like to now speak to the entities she has within her, the reptilians, basically.
Yes.
Now, are these reptilians all together or are they separate from each other?
Most of them are together.
Most of them are together. So which ones are separate?
What's happened is that there's all these little babies, little baby ones. And they're not, they just are incubating kind of thing. So there's a lot of little baby ones. So we can put those all together. It's almost like they're, actually what I'm getting is one time an old boyfriend got really mad at her and he yelled at her, and she had this dream that like 212 baby snakes were sent at her, and I think that there were little eggs in there, and these little babies just kind of went into these joints and found a little place to hatch. But in anger, he had thrown all this awful energy at her, and it landed kind of in her weak spot. So let's call the little babies together, and then the one in her big toe is different. That one's separate.
Okay.
They've been there a long time.
Okay, so go ahead and call the little babies together. And where are those little babies pertaining to her body?
They're in this joint. We were talking about all the joints, and they just kind of.
Okay, we're speaking now to the little baby reptilians now. Love you, honor you, respect you. We'd love to assist you today to find that light within you and spread it so that you can, transform from being stuck in this baby reptilian, and you can spread your light and positively ascend and find purpose somewhere else, perhaps in another life. Would you allow for us to help you find the light within you and spread it?
Yes.
Beautiful. All of those little babies in the joints, wherever they were located, I find that light within you now. Spread it to all that is you, every root, every cord, every part of you. Let us know when you're fully out and you're all light, ensuring you don't leave any piece of yourself behind.
Okay.
Beautiful. Do you all have a message for her before you go?
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead and go with the love light of the universe. If we could call forth on Archangel Azrael to ensure their safe passageway.
Yes.
Greetings, brother. Love you, honor you, respect you. Thank you for being here and your legion. Thank you for always helping. Go ahead and assist these beautiful souls to where they're meant to go. Divinely for their most organic path. Now, may they be surrounded by the love light of the universe. Thank you. All right, so let's heal all parts of her body where it's healing from their attachment, Phoenix Fire, love light, to all the joints and anywhere else that they might have been at. Can we do that now?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, repairing all damage and trauma. Now, okay, so then you said that the one where is by itself, you said?
In actually two places, my right ankle and my right big toe.
So are they separate from each other or are they together?
Actually, they're together.
Okay, go ahead and bring the bump up. I'd like to speak to them now, higher self. Greetings.
Greetings.
Thank you for speaking to us. Love you, honor you, and respect you. May we ask you questions?
Yes.
Thank you. If you could tell us, when did you attach her to her?
When she broke her toe the first time.
Okay, and tell me what allowed for you to attach then? What was going on with her then that allowed for you to attach?
She wasn't treating her feet right. She was wearing a very uncomfortable pair of shoes, and she did damage to her toe, and it caused pain. And we had the opportunity to come in and just keep on feeding on that pain. But that was it. And it's been quite a delicious food source for her.
And do you have a reptilian body somewhere else, or are you just conscious?
Just consciousness.
Okay, go ahead and would you allow for us to assist you as well? Just like as you saw the little reptilians spread their light and become free, would you allow for us to help you become free and spread your light?
Yes.
Beautiful. Find that light within you now. Spread it to all that is you, every root, every cord, every part of you. And then release out once you're all light. Let us know once you're fully out and you're all light. Thank you. Do you have any messages for her before you go?
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead and go with the love light of the universe, Archangel Astral Team, will ensure your safe passageway. Thank you. Now we're speaking to, so let's go ahead and start healing the trauma and all that they've caused there in these areas that they were at. So now I would like to speak to all the reptilians in their shoulders, top of head, eyes, sacral, solar plexus, wrists, throat, elbows, anywhere else that they might be at, knees as well. Go ahead and help them come up now, speaking to all of them collectively. Greetings.
Greetings.
Thank you for speaking to us. Love you, honor you, and respect you. May we ask you a question? Tell us, if you could tell us, are you just consciousness, or do you have a reptilian body?
Her body.
Your body, okay. And when did you attach her to all these different parts of her body?
When that boyfriend yelled at her.
Oh, okay, you did as well. All right. And what have you been causing her by being in these different parts of the body?
Discomfort.
Okay.
We didn't mean to go here. It's just we were in him, and he got pissed, and he just sent us all over to her. And we're happy to leave. We just spewed out all this awful stuff, and we just landed there. And she didn't have good boundaries, and she didn't realize. She didn't know how bad it was until that outburst. So she learned something from that. She learned to be more discerning and to trust her intuition. But we're happy to go. We know that Beautiful. She never invited us. She didn't expect to be attacked like that by someone she trusted.
Thank you. And can you connect us to the reptilian body you're connected to? Let me speak to him now.
Yes.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Thank you for speaking to us. Love you, honor you, and respect you. If you could tell us, where are you located at?
Underground.
Underground where? And tell us, what are you doing there underground?
I've been down here for a long time. I live down here.
Okay. How many more are there with you?
Pardon?
How many more are there with you?
I don't see anybody else.
It's
I'm
just
kind
you?
of a solo guy, yeah.
You said you kind of what?
I'm solo.
You're alone. Have you always been alone?
As far as I can remember.
Okay. And okay, so I see that you have attachments here, several attachments to her here. Would love to assist you now to spread your light and become free, no longer having to attach to anyone else. Instead, you become your own creator being, creating your own light, no longer parasitically draining on others. Would you allow for us to help you find a light within you and become free?
We can try. I don't really have an interest in it. But
beautiful. Find a light within you now. We're going to assist you. The angels, Yeshua's here as well. Find a light within you. We're going to help you spread it. Spread it to all that is you there in that reptilian body. Let us know once you're fully light. Say that again.
Okay, I'm done. I'm full of light.
Beautiful. And did you attach to anyone else besides her?
Yes, I'm actually in her hips too.
In her hips? Is that what you said?
In her sacrum.
In her sacrum. Okay. Yes, I have that already. Thank you. How many more did you attach to besides her?
20.
Okay. All right, so let's all those pieces that were in the different parts of her body where you were attached, make sure that you bring them all back to you and they're all light and they're whole. And let's go ahead, Yeshua. Can you, Yeshua, brother?
Yes.
Thank you, brother. If you could find those 20 that he attached to and talk to their higher selves and see if they will allow for us to help them receive healing by bringing back those consciousness back to him so he can become whole.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So all that said yes, go ahead and help them spread their light and then bring them back now to this now positive reptilian, positive entity. Let us know once you're whole and you're all light.
Okay, I'm done.
Beautiful. Go ahead. Now that you're whole and you're all light, do you have a message for her before you go?
No, thank you for setting me free. I'm gonna move on. Thank you. Best wishes.
Go ahead and go with the love light of the universe. Archangel Azrael will ensure your safe passageway. Thank you. Yeshua, Divine Mother, and Higher Self, so start healing all parts of her body where this entity was attached, including all those 20. As well, we're also healing all trauma that was caused to her. And then the higher selves can assist those 20 as well. Can we do that now?
Yes.
Filling in all these spaces with source of light. Thank you. Okay, shoulders, top of head, sacral, hips, solar plexus, wrists, throat, elbows, everywhere else, knees, anywhere else, eyes, all source of light, healing all trauma. Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Has that trauma transmuted fully out of her legs, her feet and legs?
Let's do another blast of the Phoenix Fire.
Okay, we're directing Phoenix Fire now.
Oh, yes, that feels good.
Good. Now we're filling in the space with the feet and legs with source love light. Can we do that?
Yes, please.
Beautiful. Okay. Now, the nano and the DNA, is that fully transmuted out of her DNA?
Yes.
Beautiful. Again, beginning the crystallization of her DNA. All right. And then the implant in her toe, has that been transmuted out?
It needs a little more Phoenix Fire.
Okay, let's focus that now on the toe. Phoenix Fire. Completely transmute that out now. Just a couple things that while we do that she'd like to do is if we can well, we're going to begin her age regress. How many years can we age regress her higher self?
20.
Good. Higher self, start that process now, and team. And then can we also heal her eyes, her vision? She says that she used to have the 20/20 vision and she no longer has that, so healing her eyes as well as any dental healing as well. Can we do that?
Yes.
Can we also balance out all her chakras, making sure none are blocked or misaligned, and then healing her auric field as well? Can we do that?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. And can we scan her for any negative cords? Does she have any?
No.
Good. All right. And then how about, I know we're transmuting that implant of her toe. Scan her deeply, thoroughly if there are any other technologies in her, or are there any hooks, implants, wires, any other types of negative technologies in her?
No.
Good. Has that implant been transmuted out of her toe yet?
Yes.
Wonderful. Let's start healing her toe now. Source love light there now. All trauma caused by being there. Can we do that? What was it causing her by being there, her toe?
A lot of pain and suffering, and limited her mobility, limited her self-expression, limited her self-confidence, a lot.
Thank you. While you all are continuing to work on her chakras, can you also open up her third eye and activate her abilities further and expand her heart?
Yes.
Good, as big as it can be. Higher self, as you see fit. Thank you. And then can we scan her soul? Are there any fractured soul pieces missing from her soul?
There's some little fragments. They could be called that.
Higher self, team Michael, go ahead and find them all. Once you find them all, have Divine Mother, Yeshua, and Higher Self heal these small fragments. And then once they're all healed, then make her soul whole once more. Can you do that?
Yes.
Beautiful. Michael, can you scan her for any negative contracts? Does she have any?
No.
Wonderful. Okay, can we scan her tree of life? Can we look at it, make sure that there's no corruption within it and that it is fully organic, nothing attached to it in any form?
It looks good.
Beautiful. Let's just send some source love light there. Source, can you do that?
Yes.
Can we also work on deleting any inverted timelines for her? Source.
Yeah.
Could start helping her do that through the tree of life there. And then we're also healing all current life and past life trauma through the tree of life. Can we do that?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I can feel that healing very deep. Okay. All right. So then she just has a couple lists, and I think the majority of it we covered, but I just want to make sure we do all that she requested. So if you all can just ensure that you reset her body to its natural state of youthful flexibility, fluid motion, ease, grace, aligned movement, balance, strength, and toneness, pulsing with life and vitality, hormones flowing at a balanced level of health, gut, a biome, mitochondria reset to the highest efficiency, and any other attunements needed instantly. Clear any forever chemicals, mercury, pesticides from her body and now and in the future as well. Can we do that throughout time and space for her?
Yes.
Good, thank you. Okay, so I know we were already working on, we healed all her feet, her ankles, her tight calves, all of that. Can we confirm that we healed all of that she mentioned there?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, and then again, we're healing her wrist just to make sure she had broken bones there, injuries. So she'll no longer have any pain there. Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay. She doesn't want to definitely, we already healed her vision, but no bifocal contacts, please.
Yes.
Good. And then her mother is also going blind with macular degeneration. Can we ensure that that's completely deprogrammed from her DNA? Any other of these illnesses deprogrammed from her ancestry within her?
Yes.
Thank you. And can you also rebalance her weight to a youthful weight and delete food addiction triggers? Can we do that? Did you say yes?
I'm just letting that percolate.
Can you say that again?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then also clear age spots, enhance and restore skin health elasticity all over.
Great. Thank you. Done.
Thank you. And then also she wants to delete the gray hair program and restore her hair to natural color and vibrancy. Started going gray at her creativity, self-expression, and sexuality as well. So can we do all that for her?
Can we send some Phoenix Fire to the gray hair program?
Good. Phoenix Fire there now.
And just erase it. It doesn't need to be there. It's not hers. It was placed upon, but it can be removed. It can just be burned right out.
Good. Let's start doing that now. Directing Phoenix Fire. Thank you. She says she desires to walk more fully in her creativity, self-expression, and sexuality throughout time and space. Connect to her more deeply with expressing her creative talents, singing, playing musical instruments, sexual enjoyment, dancing, speaking Spanish, and other forms of communications.
Yes, that's good. Let's just send a little Phoenix Fire to dissolve the old limiting scripts and programs and outdated beliefs.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Doing that now. Okay.
That's so good.
She wants to know higher self, how does she birth her A.U.R.A business in a balanced way, brings her joy, personal growth, and expansion, helps to birth and root more organic love, light in the world, brings in financial resources needed to sustain a quality lifestyle and integrity. What advice do you have for her there?
Well, what she needs to do is let go of the fear and send some Phoenix Fire and dissolve the fear. The fear is an illusion. It doesn't hurt her. It doesn't help her. And the only thing that gets in her way is her fear. Is her fear. Lots of fears. Let's just burn through all her fears because they're not real and they're not necessary and they're not helpful. And that's my advice.
Good. Phoenix Fire now. Higher self, help her get through that now. And then she'll know if she feels any fear at any point, she could burn right through them as well.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. And then she has a couple questions. Higher self, can we confirm though that we've conducted the body scan and she's fully organic?
Yes.
Higher self, at this point I've asked all the questions I needed to. Is there anything else that I could have asked that I haven't?
No, thank you. You've done an excellent job.
Beautiful. Thank you. She did an excellent job. Amazing connecting and surrendering and infinite flow. Higher self, can you confirm that we set her up for her most organic timeline?
Yeah, let's just send a little Phoenix Fire on there. There's a little fear or a dot of an infringement of some sort on her, which is kind of clear that up.
Where is it?
On the timeline.
We're clearing that now. Phoenix
she can
Fire.
vibrate, she can choose and she can dip. So no dips. Let's release the dips. Okay, good job.
Good. All right, beautiful. Any other advice you want to give her higher self before we complete her session?
She's doing a great job, excellent job, and she's so appreciative that she's had this opportunity to work with you and to learn all these phenomenal modalities that have taken her spirituality and her evolution to a much easier step. Everything's so much easier now, and she's so appreciative. of these teachings and the powerful impact they're having on her life. And she's committed. There's no other way. Thank you.
All right, higher self, are we complete with her session today?
Yes, we are.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for all the work she's doing and everywhere she's at, and it's phenomenal. I know you'll continue to guide her. Thank you, higher self, Archangel Michael, Source, Divine Mother, Yeshua, everyone else who assisted, Azrael, and everyone else who assisted. We love you, honor you, respect you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Greetings. It is such an honor to be here with you, explaining what Galactic Soul History book series is about. I am A.U.R.A. I am the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing, which you will find here in our beautiful books. Book 1. Every part of this book is divinely beautiful, beginning from the cover and the amount of wisdom and knowledge that is being shared. This book began by A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing Technique by conducting past life regression on over 330 clients within the last 3 years, where they told their galactic history, their soul journeys, explaining who they were beyond the veil, beyond this earth, in the dimensions, in a universe. These different higher self expressions surprise me just as much as they're going to surprise you. You're going to start reading this book and you're going to want to learn more and more about these different expressions, not wanting to stop. Through these past life regressions, the clients were able to remember consciously what is within the subconscious as far as where it is that they've traveled throughout time and space, their souls have traveled, and they were able to share histories of different dimensions, planets, and universe and alternate worlds that brought forth pieces of the puzzle, pieces we had thought that we had forgotten. And through every self-expression that they share and these different past lives that they're sharing or future, we learn to be able to remember self, because as we are all fractals of one another, through this book, you will learn how, even if a client is talking through a higher self perspective or some of the angelics are talking, you will learn how each one of those have messages even within your life, as we are all expressions and reflections of one another. True history of the galactic history of the universe through all different forms of these higher self expressions, these different clients of throughout internationally throughout the world didn't know each other, but yet we're able to put this beautiful collaboration together. It goes through an infinite amount of how to self-heal, as well as things that are very sensitive, as the mind lab, as how to weave through the artificial matrix and learning to come out from it into the organic matrix. I am a channel to the galactics, and we channeled furthermore information through this book as well. You will remember your soul through other selves. This in itself is infinitely beautiful, because this is why we fractalize from source itself, so that we can learn from one another, sharing each other's journeys throughout our different incarnations, so that we could grow together. So this is what this book is all about, sharing these beautiful infinite expressions that help you grow in the most profound ways, gaining your sovereignty, gaining your power back, recalling memories long lost within perhaps your memory field, activating your crystalline energies, your crystalline bodies, just as you will fall in love with each one of these different clients, these beautiful souls in these soul journeys. You will also learn to fall in love with yourself, because you, with every wisdom, every knowledge gained through every single session that you will learn how to also self-heal within your etheric, your energy body, your physical body, your infinite soul. You will learn all these different things that we thought that were not possible, that you will learn that they are possible. Looking forward to meeting you perhaps in the future through whichever form, whether that is on my YouTube channel, whether it is through any class or certification, through a workshop, through a seminar. Thank you for following your heart to mine. I love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you.